Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Think and Tinker. And I thought that this week we could change up the setting a little bit. So I'm going to go out to Eugenie Lake just over there, and I'm going to explore some bodies of water, and then I'm going to get you guys to do the same thing, whether that's a pond or a dugout or a puddle or a ditch, any kind of water that you guys can find. We're going to go through it. So I've printed off this sheet, and it's included in your guys's welcome packages in your July package. So there's a spot here that you can write or draw what you've found. So that's going to be the weekly challenge this week. So just be mindful of that when you're doing this. And I'm also going to show you guys that if you want to like pond scoop, I'm going to show you guys the process of that. And we're just going to see like what kinds of things are in the pond. So I hope that you guys can all get out there, and the weather is really nice, so hopefully everybody can get out there. And let's get started. So I'll meet you guys out there. So I'm down at Eugenie Lake with my friend Kat. She's videoing, and we're gonna look at the water and see what kind of critters that we can find. So I'm gonna show you guys how to pond scoop, and we're just gonna see what kinds of things we can find in the water. So I'm just going to grab one of our buckets, and I'm just going to scoop some water so that our critters can live in there when I grab them. So we're just going to let that settle a little bit, and then I'm going to grab my net, and I'm just going to go in the water and see what kinds of things I can find by just scooping. And you want to go a few times just so you can okay, and then carefully you want to grab and turn it over in the water so that you're not hurting them, because it's like someone dropping you in cold lake and you're very shocked. So you want to make sure instead of banging the net, you just want to swoosh it around in the water and make sure that all of them come off. And then you could even dip it back in the water just to make sure there's nobody left on there. And then you'll just have to wait and be patient because they'll have to get settled in. So we're just going to wait a little bit and see what we can find in there.
Hey everybody, it's Miss Kat, and I'm going to point out some of the really nifty creatures we have swimming around in this water. There's this guy going really fast. That is some kind of water beetle or water boatman. And there's another one in the middle there, same but a little smaller. This one, I'm pretty sure that is what's called a side swimmer. They look like tiny little shrimp. And I think there's a whole bunch of little baby ones. You can see they look sort of reddish, swimming all around. Now, I might be confusing them with something else because a lot of the pond bugs look kind of similar. It's handy if you have a magnifying glass. We're going to get way down. You see there's this black circle swimming around. I think that is a mite that's engorged. So that's kind of like a little tick. It'll latch onto a fish or a duck, and it likes to suck on some blood and then let go. So kind of like a tick or a mosquito does. And if we look right here, do you see that little wibbly thing? That is a nymph, and it's hard to tell what kind of nymph it is, but a lot of flies, dragonflies, mayflies, even mosquitoes start their life in water, and then they metamorphosize like caterpillars turning into butterflies into the different life stages of those insects. So much to see. There's so many more things in here that I didn't even point out.
So now that we've looked at this, we're just going to make sure that we put the creatures right back where we found them, because we want them to go back into their habitat as easily as possible. So make sure you rinse your bucket once you've done this to make sure that they don't come home with you, because we would not want that. And one extra thing that I did was that I came down here and I grabbed a little bit of garbage. So one thing that you can do is just bring a tiny little garbage bag and just pick up some stuff that you found, because we're the ones that made this mess and we should try to clean it up. So when you're coming down here or going wherever you are, to the lake or to a pond in your town, you want to make sure that you're leaving it better than you found it. So even though you're exploring these creatures, you can still put them back where you found them and make the place cleaner. So that's all for me today, and I'll meet you guys back at the library. Welcome back, everybody. I'm back at the library, and I really hope that everybody had a good time doing that and got to see different types of things that were contained in the body of water that you researched and you looked at. So today's video code is wetland, and everybody should get these in by Sunday to ensure that your name can go into the draw that will be happening on Monday. And I hope that you guys can use those tools that were mentioned in the video to go and explore other types of water and just see all the things that live and that are born in the wetlands and in water that are very important to us. So I hope that you guys can see that and you can use those tools and show your friends and your family what you've learned on this video. Oh, and one more thing, if you guys want to do some pond scooping and you can't get a net or you don't have one, we have some at the library that you guys can borrow and sign out, so then you can do your pond scooping and you can find those creatures and then you can return them and then return the nets back at the library. So I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday for story time, and then we'll get right back into our next theme. So I'll see you guys later.